Another week, another cup of coffee to start the morning. To give it a few seconds for caffeine to engage the cogs, get things whirring, me to be able to form sentences that actually click together. 3, 2, 1. Okay, maybe we're there. Every room I walk into in this house at the moment, there is at least 2 spiders in each room. They just appear. And I don't really have a problem with spiders. I just sort of tend to leave them be and let them do their thing, you know? Feel like they're just fine to hang out. But it does feel slightly strange at the moment. They are literally everywhere. I think it's probably because of the hot weather, but I'm gonna choose to believe that it is instead some kind of witchy vibes that are attracting them all to this magical home. So it's definitely been a couple of months of being here, there and everywhere. It has been a busy looking calendar in this house for the past couple of months, basically since late April. Last week we were away with friends, which we've had booked in the diary for about a year or so. We did basically exactly the same holiday this year that we did with all our friends last year. Like 18 of us all pile into this massive house in the middle of nowhere in the French countryside because it's quick and simple and easy to get to. It's very relaxed. There's a big kitchen for us to all cook in together. There's a lovely pool that we can all hang out in. There's a couple of babies in the mix now and it's very baby friendly. We just had a wonderful week. I'm quite tanned, I think. The back-to-back honeymoon followed by a friend moon has made me the most tanned I've been in about 10 years, I think, and I don't think it really suits me all that well. It probably looks a bit healthier than I normally look, but I'm not sure that I was cut out to be a golden glowing blondie. It's made me very blonde as well, all this sunshine, so yeah, I just feel a little bit like I don't really look like myself at the moment. Oh, hello. Somebody is very happy that we are home for the foreseeable. No more cat sitters, although she got on very well with her new cat sitter this time. They've made the new best of mates. Although I say that we are not going anywhere again for a little while. I'm actually going away this weekend and at the start of next week. I've booked myself like a self-prescribed, like a writing retreat. Sounds very fancy. I'm basically just taking myself away for like 3 days to really knuckle down and get some intensive writing time. I have a new project which I am starting to work on at the moment, which I'm really excited about, but I just haven't found the opportunity to really kind of lose myself to it just yet, and I think that's a really kind of crucial point, is when it kind of starts to take over my life and everything becomes a lot clearer in my imagination, and I just need to give myself that opportunity to get really lost in it, I think. So I've boxed off Saturday to Tuesday to take myself off and try and get some really intensive, hopefully several thousand words down on paper. That would just be so fantastic. So anyway, that's the last little trip that I've got coming up, and it's up north as well, so I'm tying it in to go and see my mum while I'm up there. But Flo's very pleased because Adam is not joining me on that one, and I am the third wheel in this house. So these two will have a lovely weekend hanging out together while I go and hopefully lose myself to this new idea that I've got brewing in the back of my mind at the moment. Anyway, that's towards the end of this week. It's shaping up to be a very bookish week, actually. I had a meeting with my US publishers yesterday, all about their plans for kind of marketing and publicity and stuff for my second book, Uncharmed, which is coming out in September. This afternoon I've got a little bookshop visit, which I'm very much looking forward to. I'll tell you a bit more about that later. Tomorrow I've got a meeting with my UK publishers over in their office in Farringdon. I haven't been there for ages, so I'm really looking forward to that, checking in with them, just kind of like touching base, and feels like we're like gearing up for publication again now. It's been kind of a quiet couple of months and there's been kind of things bubbling away in the background that I haven't been able to talk about or anything yet. One of those things I think I might be able to tell you about now by the time this video goes live. I will officially be able to tell you that Rewitched is actually the Waterstones fantasy book of the month. Thank you, Flo, for showering me in dribble in that moment. Nothing like a cat to keep you humble, hey. I can't believe it. It's amazing. So if you spot it anywhere on a little poster or anything like that, please send me a picture, because I would just love to see that. I still can't really believe it, but I'm absolutely over the moon. It's incredibly surreal and I am so pleased. Also, like the fact that it's going into the works, and it's got its own kind of like special edition sprayed edge with the works, which is really exciting. That opens it up to a huge new market basically because the works is really affordable, accessible pricing. So it's an exciting time for the paperback and for Rewitched because it really feels as though it's kind of being opened up to a new market, because obviously hardbacks are very expensive and quite a treat to buy for yourself. So a lot of people don't buy hardbacks, but yeah, the paperback is officially out now, which is exciting. So yeah, we're very much all systems go again when it comes to books and writing. Hopefully I'll be able to tell you about the writing a little bit more as we go along. I'm hoping that I get the green light to tell you some stuff soon, but just kind of the way publishing works, I have to keep that to myself for now. I think for the rest of the day, I'm just gonna sit quietly, sip my coffee, allow things to kick into gear, and I need to rev myself up slightly to socialise later.
Please excuse the enormous amounts of post-holiday washing which are just everywhere around this house right now. I'm trying to work my way through it all. I've just had some lunch and realised that I'm actually vastly running out of time and I need to get a bit of a move on. So I thought I'd quickly show you what I'm wearing today. I pulled this out of a vacuum bag this morning. All my summer stuff is stashed in vacuum bags under the bed, and there was nothing in my wardrobe that was just like a light, easy dress that I could chuck on for the day because it's so warm outside. And I spotted this one lurking in one of the vacuum bags. This is really old, really old ASOS. I am just gonna grab a couple of bits which I want to put in my bag to take with me. I am gonna take my Kindle. I don't think we've really discussed the fact that I have recently, well, not actually that recently, Adam got me this for my birthday this year. So I have semi-recently become a Kindle girly, and it's actually kind of changing my life, I'm not gonna lie. I think for years I've insisted on the fact that I, you know, have to have the pages between my fingers to really appreciate a good book. Turns out that was a damn barefaced lie, because I am absolutely in love with this thing. I got the raspberry, I think it's like called like the paper white. I absolutely love it. This was a banging birthday present. Although I will say that I seem to have a bad habit at the moment. Not bad, because I've really enjoyed the books, but I've picked up a habit recently of reading seasonal books that aren't right for the season. I'm on a real hot streak of picking up things that just don't suit the vibes around me. So while we were on holiday, France was like 33 degrees or something. Chilling by the pool, reading Love Like Farms by B.K. Borison, aka a romance that takes place on a Christmas tree farm. The vibes were not quite right, but I just really annoyed myself because the whole way through I was just thinking all the time, like, God, I would have really enjoyed this if I'd read this in December. So that's one hurdle that I've come across with Kindles, is that I can't accurately judge the covers and the cover art. But the other factor as well, so I'm currently reading a book called Cat Dragon, which is like the cutest, coziest, most whimsical little book. That's an example of something that I have been sent early. I get quite a lot of requests now to provide like blurb quotes to go on the covers or for marketing or whatever for other kind of like cozy magical authors. That was the one that was top of my list at the moment. So yeah, I was poolside reading about like encharmed pumpkins and adorable cat dragons and stuff, and I was like, again, I would have adored this in September. I think for holidays I'm just going to stick to cowboy romances only. for future poolside holidays, I'm all about hot and sunny cowboy romances, strictly those only. Let's go and figure out what else I need to take with me. I've got a stack of book plates that I've signed for my publicity team actually. So these are coming with me. Got a stack of these. I think these are going to Waterstones St. Andrews, maybe? So I'm gonna just chuck these bits into a Uniqlo bag. I feel like my outfit is very boring today, but I feel quite boring today. Sorry if I'm very low energy today. I just feel very sort of quiet and reserved. And hearing my own voice today is quite jarring, not gonna lie. Last but not least, let's do a little bit of lip gloss. This is my wedding day lip gloss, and I'm absolutely obsessed with it. It's from the brand Kiko, so it's a nice affordable one. And it's the 3D Hydra lip gloss, and this is in the shade 35. I think I looked this up online, and it's called like watermelon something. It doesn't taste or smell like watermelon, but it's a lovely like nice pinky nude lip gloss. It's really pretty. Right, are we good to go? I think we're good to go. Should we go and sign some books? I am going to meet Emily, who's on my publicity team, and Charlotte, who's on my marketing team. I've never met Charlotte before, so I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, it should be a nice afternoon. So let's head across London. See you later. You be a good girl. I'll be back in a couple of hours. have got a meeting with my publishers this afternoon. I'm heading over to their offices in Farringdon for it later. So I've got the air wrap out, did my hair, thought I'll look semi-presentable, I'll look smart, might have nothing else together, but at least the volume in my hair will give the impression that I do. But it is so sticky and humid today that the shape has just kind of dropped out of it, and yet I've been left with the size. So it's just really kind of made my hair look absolutely enormous, with no kind of definition or curl whatsoever. So that was half an hour really well spent this morning. And I just need this out of my face right now. It feels as though I'm wearing an enormous dense cloud over my head. Anyway, good morning. I'm at my desk, as you might be able to tell by the chaotic office behind me. I have just been having a little look at the clips that I got yesterday to see whether this vlog is salvageable. Currently, I'm not sure it is, but I am feeling a bit brighter and a bit perkier today. I was just very self-conscious and reflective yesterday, but I'm really trying to reclaim back my week today. I'm not necessarily feeling much better, but I am determined. I'm just determined to have a better day. I'm just sort of tricking myself into feeling much better today, and a lot of the time that does really work with me. I'm very easily influenced, including by myself. And according to all the tarot card readers that just love to appear on my TikTok at all times, that's when I know I'm feeling fragile, is when I start to listen to the tarot card readers on my TikTok. They've all been talking about this new moon today. Apparently today is a really key day for the future. They've all been telling me that I need to set my intentions, that I need to manifest hard today, and that the vibes for today are going to set the vibes for the upcoming period of time. And you know what? I'm going to choose to listen to them because that's the advice that I needed to give myself a kick up the bum today. So today is going to be brighter, today is going to be better, the mood is going to be good. I think I am actually going to spend a little bit of time writing down my intentions for moving forwards, just in case. You know, even if you are skeptical about things like that, if you consider it all very woo-woo and you're not all into it, what about the 1% chance that it's real, hey? Is it not worth giving it a try? Is it not worth jotting down those manifestations just in case they're onto something? I don't want to say it, but just in case. This morning is a morning of admin and tasks and jobs and emails and just the kind of usual stuff, trying to get all my ducks in a row and catch up with myself. I am just consistently chasing my tail, and mostly I'm now blocking out a few bits of work that I'm gonna have to get done over the next couple of weeks in the run-up to Paperback launch, because obviously that gets its own little kind of campaign and marketing stuff, and that is the next kind of big countdown on the list. It is only, oh my god, it's a week tomorrow. Wow, that is super soon. So I've basically just been sent a big list of everything that marketing want from me for that. I'm writing a little piece on my top 5 fantasy reads, which is a really nice one. I did something very similar for the Waterstones blog last week while I was on holiday, actually. This I'm really excited about. They're asking me to write an article of the Easter eggs from Rewitched that readers can look out for in Uncharmed. And there's a fair few of them. And I'm excited to write that. I hadn't really considered that maybe I should write those down somewhere. I'd just kind of been quietly keeping them to myself and hoping that people would spot them, but it might be nice to have a little index of those, actually. And I've got another influencer letter which I need to write for my US publishers. So they are some other work bits which I will have bubbling away in the background this week, and I would love to get those boxed off before I go away this weekend. I am so determined that I won't be able to distract myself with anything other than writing my big project. If there's anything else on my desk, I distract myself and I get those things done because they feel as though they take priority over a bigger project, which is kind of, you know, just constantly burning away in the background. If there's any excuse for me to not knuckle down and concentrate on it, I will grab it with both hands. So I think I'm going to do a little bit of that this morning. Let's pick one of those to do today. I have just had the most delicious delivery ever. If I could somehow transfer the smell that's coming out of these boxes and send it to you through the screen right now, I would. They smell absolutely unreal. This is really going to require some self-restraint from me. If these make it to the publishing office this afternoon untouched, it will be a miracle. I am going to open them just to double check that I have got the right things that I ordered. So when I go to these like big meetings and it's like all the future plans that everybody's been working so hard on, I never like to arrive empty-handed, but it's a tricky one because I don't really know that part of London. If it was in, you know, Soho or Central or whatever, I would know lots of little bakeries to pop to pick up stuff. But I'm not going via Central today, and I just don't know anywhere around that part of town that I can swing by to pick stuff up. On reflection, I should have looked to see whether if there was one of these nearby the office. Never mind, too late now. So I've just Deliverooed a load of baked goods to the house to take with me this afternoon. They are from this place. I'm gonna really try not to tip this too upside down. They do all sorts of really delicious they do all sorts of delicious buns. So this is the classic mixed box. So we've got cinnamon buns here. These ones in the middle are the cardamom buns. Cardamom buns. And then these at the end are the chocolate hazelnut buns. Wowee! These are perfect as well because the cinnamon bun's on the front of the Uncharmed proof. So I've got 3 vegan cinnamon buns just in case anybody can't eat the rest. Oh, I see some kind of custard and I'm interested. These are going to be so melty by the time I get there. Did not think about that. Wow, these look so good. So this is the classic dessert bun box. So we've got cheesecake, vanilla, and chocolate custard buns. Holy moly. How I'm actually going to transport these literally from one side of London to the other does remain to be seen. But everybody's working so hard on these campaigns. I really wanted to take some nice sweet treats in. Okay, we can make that work. It's wider than the base of the bag, but that is actually not too much of a pain. Okay, let's load these up. I need to smarten myself up a bit. I look like I've been dragged through a hedge backwards. We're stocked. We're ready. I'm not ready at all actually, but the buns are ready and that's all that matters. You're gonna have to excuse the state of me. I'm so sweaty. That was an absolute sauna of a bus that I was just sat on for half an hour. My God. I was very grateful to the version of me 5 minutes before who very uncharacteristically decided to pop into the corner shop and get myself a little beverage for the bus. I am not at all ever a fizzy drinks girl. It's so rare that the like little urge for a fizzy drink ever takes me. The only time I ever really get it is if I am very specifically having a Caesar salad and fries, in which case I do of course want the matching super crispy, sharp, jagged Diet Coke to go alongside that meal. I went in wanting a lilt, specifically no lilt, and then I saw the Fanta and I was like, do I want a Fanta or do I want the American version of Fanta? That's actually what I wanted, and I knew that that wasn't going to hit because I wanted the neon orange, full of E numbers American version. And this one got my full attention, and rightly so. This is the San Pellegrino, which I feel is a very holiday drink. I really don't know why the mood took me for this, but I'm so glad it did. Pomegranate and orange, even at these slightly lukewarm temperatures. That is so fruity sweet and fizzy delicious. I'm unbelievably hot and sweaty, honestly. I just need to sit and contemplate my life choices in a cool space for one moment. That little random recommendation has made me think it's actually been a very long time since I've done any kind of favourites or recommendations or anything really. So maybe tomorrow. I feel like this blog has been a real letdown so far. The kind of like meetings and scenarios that I've been in this week, they're like bookish bits and bobs that I've had in the diary. I thought I was going to be able to show you more of them than I actually have been. Like I walked into the meeting today and I was just like, this is not the place for a vlogging camera. It's like this beautiful, very modern conference room. There's like printed documents with all of the kind of like aims and goals and stuff on there. And everyone's kind of sat around a massive conference table. And actually the reality of it was that it was a professional environment. And funnily enough, I'm supposed to be a professional in that setting. Very different hats that I have to wear in very different scenarios. Vlogger hat had to come off while I was there. But as you might be able to tell by my full document, it was a very exciting meeting. It's completely overwhelming. Because I am not really in that kind of like corporate professional environment very often, it is a bit of a shock to my system how amazing everybody is. And I walk into that room and I feel like such an imposter, but it's wonderful. It's so complimentary. It makes me feel on top of the world. And it's
it's really, really exciting. So we kind of ran through all the plans for the paperback, which honestly, I actually can't believe that's happening next week. That's completely crept up on me, and it's really given me a wake-up call. I think maybe the most exciting part of the meeting though was the fact that I was presented with this. I can't believe this is real. I can't believe this is real. And I just had a bit of a moment on the bus there. I was profusely sweating. My body core temperature was elevating somewhere around the 1 million degree mark. I think maybe I might have been hallucinating at some point. I think this, having this version of it, this format of it, feels even more like a dream come true than the hardback version. Something about paperbacks, to me, they are even more magical than hardbacks. The way they're so kind of pocket-sized, I feel like they are designed to be loved and folded and dog-eared and written in. They're made to kind of slot into your life on the go, be carried around everywhere, little snippets of them read here, there and everywhere you possibly can. Something about paperbacks, I feel like they are the books for your soul. And hardbacks are like the books for your bookshelves. But having this in paperback form feels so utterly special. And then the cherry on top, so this is the version that's going into the works, which has the special edition sprayed edge, complete with little kitty cat in the new pink and purple colour scheme. And I did not realise I was getting one of these today, so that was a pretty magical moment. Not gonna lie, there's a fair bit of expectation riding on this, and I am feeling the pressure and really, really desperate to not let anybody down. And hopefully this little book can carry itself in the same way that it has done up until this point, and I really don't want anybody to be disappointed. But I'm trying to ignore that feeling, trying to ignore the pressure that's coming with it, and just focus on how magical this is. Look at her, she's beautiful. Because I think you can order them online as well, which is handy if there's not a works near you. But I now have 3 versions. I mean, I literally already have about 12 copies of the paperback, which were sent to me. And I now have 3 of these beautiful sprayed edge versions too. So special, I can't believe it. I'm the luckiest girl in the world.
Oh, and other very important goods that were picked up during the meeting. A Rewitched biscuit.
Can you see this cattail down here? What is this doing here? Looks like a little submarine. She's like, boop, 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 boop. She's on spider patrol. She's doing a very good job. Oh, TGIF, happy Friday. The sun is gorgeous out there today. Even I am kind of slightly swaying towards the beautifully warm summer girl vibes. When it's this radiant outside, how can you not? Today is another day this week that is a little bit all over the place. Normally Adam works from home on a Friday, but he's had to go into the office this morning for a couple of little bits and bobs, I think. But he's due back. I think he'll be coming back, well, anytime now, really. He has such a nice scheme through the summer where on a Friday he finishes at 3 o'clock, and it's such a nice little treat. I tend to like stick my working hours to basically whatever he's doing. I tend to match up with whatever he's doing. Now, finishing at 3 o'clock on a Friday, it really feels exactly like if you would finish school early. That feeling just really carries through to adulthood if you manage to skive off work a couple of hours early. I've been chipping away at those written assignments that I got through this week, so I've been working my way through those, and I'm going to be heading out this afternoon. I'm really looking forward to it. There is this online Bookish community / small business Instagram page called Bookish Besties, who got in touch with me not too long ago to see if there was any way that we could arrange for me to send over some signed copies, because she's running her first like pop-up event, like an IRL in-person pop-up event, and she's got this little pop-up bookshop that she's running in Fulham for the weekend. It sounds so cute. It's just like full of lovely like indie bookish merch and stuff. But rather than her like sending copies to me and me sending them back or whatever, I just said I'll swing by and sign some copies if you get some in stock. So I'm going to pop over there this afternoon, and I will make sure to link her down below as well. It's like an online book community. I think she does like online book club, and she arranges pop-ups like this and bookish reading getaways and all that kind of stuff. It's just a really lovely, wholesome, like bookish girly community. So I think we'll have a nice, good, proper catch-up right now, and I want to run you through some summer bits and bobs that I've been really enjoying recently. It's been ages since I've done any kind of favourites. I can't remember the last time I sat and did a little favourites like this. So I've got a little outfit that I'm really enjoying, some stuff we took on holiday which went down very well, my current favourite coffee flavour, some beauty bits, and some book recommendations. So
buckle up. Hopefully this is about to shape your summer choices for the better. Okay, I'm going to start with a couple of games that we took on holiday, which went down an absolute treat. They always do. These are two of our absolute favourites, which this one especially we take pretty much everywhere we go, and if we're going away with friends or any kind of like big social trip, this is another one that we'll always have packed with us. This little one with the counters here is OK Play, and this one in the little pouch here is Cards versus Gravity, and these are both big potato games who I've been lucky enough to work with for a really long time now. I think probably the biggest hit of the holiday this time was this one, Cards versus Gravity. I feel like if there was any quiet 5 minutes where the conversation kind of died down around the pool or something, you would wait another 30 seconds and then someone would be like, do you want to play Cards versus Gravity? One of the best things about big potato games in general is that they are all so quick to explain and very, very easy to play. The way to my heart with any kind of game. And Cards versus Gravity is like the ultimate example of that, because in this little pouch, this is all you need to take with you, and then you get a little stopper which goes in the top of any kind of bottle. You have the magnetic disc which then attaches onto the top of the bottle like this, and it's kind of like a Jenga-esque game. And with your coloured cards here, they basically kind of all slot into each other or hang off the sides of each other, and you're trying to build like the biggest web of cards off the top of the bottle that you possibly can. And then of course, inevitably it's always me. I swear I am maybe the worst person in the world at this game. Inevitably you get that like amazing, really nerve-jangling Jenga moment when it all just comes toppling down, and then you get a big cheer around you and everyone laughs at you because you've knocked the entire tower down. Very, very lightweight and portable and low effort to kind of just like pull out when you want something to pass the time. It's just the easiest little fun bringer. It's like the best kind of time killer. The cards are waterproof and tear-proof, so you can have them around the pool. Kind of means they're pub-proof for if you're taking them along to the pub garden. And I also really enjoy the way it just clips onto the bag, so it's perfect to take along to the beach or anything like that. This is probably one of my top recommendations for summer games. I think it's a really, really fun one for like a friend holiday. Anywhere that you're going to be chilling outdoors, you want a nice relaxed atmosphere, there might be a bottle. Cards versus Gravity just really helps everyone to relax, nice laid back atmosphere, perfect for a sunny day. And if we're talking about summer recommendations for something that's really easy to take away with you, I'm always going to mention this one as well. This is OK Play. You guys know how much we love this one. We take this literally wherever, whenever we go. This did have instructions attached to it, but someone actually dropped them into the pool. And I'll get over that one day. But basically you have 4 sets of counters here. Each one is a different colour, so you choose your colour. And then it's like a Connect 5 situation. I think until recently we'd only played this as a 2-player one. I'm not sure this is technically Big Potato endorsed, because I think technically this is a 2 to 4 player game because you have 4 different sets of coloured counters. But one of the other couples also had OK Play with them on the holiday. So we turned this into like a mega game where like 8 people could play together, and we teamed up in teams of 2 and did like mega versions of OK Play just to really spice things up. I think in that situation where the sun's shining, you've got a drink, you've opened up a bag of crisps to share on the table, having a little game like this is like the best addition to adding to that really like laid back, time-wasting, loving each other's company kind of atmosphere. And I think I'm right in saying that I still have a 20% off code for Big Potato games as well. So if these have caught your eye, or if you're after any of their other classics, if you use the code LucyWood20, that should get you 20% off on their website. So head over and grab yourself one of those. I showed you this when I packed for our holiday to France in my last vlog, I think, but this was definitely the outfit. You know when you have those little casual outfits that you take on holiday every day and you're like, oh, I want to wear that again. So this is actually head to toe Uniqlo. Both of these are from Uniqlo, but this is my current favorite t-shirt. It's actually fresh out the wash, so this one's a little bit creased, but it says bread meow, and then it has 5 little bread cats on it. And that's very important to me. Honestly, I have no further explanation of that for you, but as soon as I saw this, it really spoke to my soul on a very deep level. Carbohydrates and cats are 2 things that are very important to me. And it's just a really lovely fit of t-shirt. It's like the perfect kind of like oversized, slightly slouchy, the sleeves aren't clingy, nothing's clinging around your stomach. I bought this in an XL, so it's a little bit oversized. And it's just a really kind of perfect, slouchy, boxy, soft summer t-shirt. I really like the kind of muted blues and the little soft colours with it. It's just my absolute fave at the moment. I'm loving it. And my particular favorite way of wearing it is pairing it with these shorts. These little gingham shorts, which are also from Uniqlo, are an absolute revelation. I spotted them at the corner of my eye. The gingham was immediately shouting at me. And I'm so happy that I've added these into my summer wardrobe. Again, they are just that kind of perfect, really well cut, slouchy shape. They're long enough that they help a little bit with the chub rub. They've got a really nice stretchy waistband and a drawstring to them. And they're just a really perfect slouchy summer short. You know when it gets hot and sweaty like this in the UK and you just need stuff that you can chuck on. These are my current top recommendation. I really like this kind of soft shade of sage green, but they have lots of other different colours as well actually. So this is that current summer outfit for me, that I wear it one day, I put it in the washing machine, I dry it one day, and then I wear it all over again. A few beauty bits which have really worked their way up my ultimate favourites list recently. I feel like a couple of these I've spoken about before, but that's a good sign, isn't it? That's when you know I fully endorse and love them. So first of all, this is a body oil spray. This is the Aveeno Skin Relief body oil spray. This bottle is kind of disgusting. Please forgive me. At least you know it's been very well loved because it's covered in this slight kind of dusty, oily texture with a few cat hairs stuck to the bottom. I'm not sure that's how I'm supposed to talk about things in a beauty segment, but at least that's the honest, true version of how much I loved it. I don't know how they do this. This is some kind of mastermind magic because this is a proper oil. Like it feels like oil when you put it onto your skin. But I think of oil products as being a bit of a nightmare in that you can kind of still feel them on you later. It makes your clothes cling to you. It gets all like sticky and messy. And the thought of like an oil product just doesn't normally appeal to me at all. But it doesn't have any of those like negative connotations that I would expect like an oil product to have. It just feels like a very, very nourishing. It has the same effect as a body cream, a really good moisturizing body cream. But it's very kind of just lightweight and super quick to use, and I'm very lazy when it comes to moisturising my body, to be honest, so it has to be something that's super quick and fuss-free for me to stick to it, and this one is that. It's really effective, but it's also super quick and fuss-free to use as well, so I highly recommend this. This one was a little bit fancy, and I mean, technically it's a hair perfume, but I tend to spritz it here, there, and everywhere because this smells... oh, this smells so good. I need them to do a body perfume version of this. I kind of use it as one anyway because it just smells unbelievable. I think I have talked about this before because I remember trying to figure out how to say this brand name before. Gisou? But this is their honey infused hair perfume. I think their whole gig is that all of their products are honey infused. They're real big on the honey, but this is the floral edition of their hair perfume. And normally floral scents, in particular rose, and this is specifically called wild rose. To me, I would imagine that I would hate this, but to me it doesn't actually smell like wild rose at all. It smells like some kind of slightly burnt caramel with a very soft girly hint of something floral. I've had this for a little while, and to be honest I have kind of rationed it. I tend to save it for special occasions because it's like a floral edition, I presume limited thing. And also hair perfume just feels like something I won't buy very often anyway, so I'm trying to save it. But I also really want to get out of that headspace of saving stuff. Like, what am I saving this for? Why don't I just smell lovely all the time and enjoy life? I probably wouldn't encourage you to buy something without having smelt it for yourself, but if there was one product in the world that I was gonna say, you know what? I'm pretty confident that you will really love this smell. And if you want to treat yourself to a little spritzy hair perfume, which you can also just use as normal perfume, then I would be pretty confident to back this one and say, I can't believe that anyone would not like this smell. A slightly burnt caramel tart on top of a gingham tablecloth with a lovely floral soft bouquet of flowers next to it. That's how we're going to officially pitch this scent to you. And this one I'm sure you've seen everywhere, but this is Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask. This is the vanilla scent, which I keep next to my bed and I use every single night. And for a pot of lip balm, which I don't think I've ever finished in my life, who on this earth has ever finished a lip balm without moving on to the next one? But I can literally see the bottom of the tub there. And I think for a lip balm, that speaks for itself. This is the overnight lip mask version, which to be honest, I just kind of use all the time anyway. I have another version, the pink one, which sits on my desk all the time and I reach for throughout the day anyway. I just kind of am mildly addicted to this lip balm, I think. It's super nourishing. It's got the loveliest kind of... Is it weird to say it's got a really nice kind of slip to it? It's not sticky at all. It just feels nourishing and balmy. And that did just remind me, I've just gone to get my little handbag pouch here, which I absolutely swear by. But I bought the kind of like daytime version as well. And I like this just as much actually. So if you're not convinced by the slightly thicker formula, this is the lip glowy balm. I got it in Sweet Candy. This is definitely more of a daytime formula because I think it does give you a tiny bit of like a glossy effect to it as well, and I really like that as well. So there's some very basic beauty recommendations for you. To be honest, I don't really switch up the beauty products that I'm using very often anymore. I'm kind of updating my makeup bag a little bit as I go. So I could do a little bit of an updated makeup chat at some point if you would be interested in that. I don't know whether you would be. But moving on, we've got a couple of books and a coffee suggestion for you. This is a Nespresso pod. I think this must be a new flavour for their summer range or something, but this is their pistachio vanilla over ice flavour. And to be honest, I think I've had maybe one of them over ice, but I've also just used them in my hot coffee in the mornings. These are really nice. I know Nespresso pods are not the one for people who take their coffee very seriously, but when it comes to coffee, I'm not fussy at all. I'll drink like dishwater version, I'll drink like hardcore rocket fuel diner version, and I will also drink slightly silly fancy pistachio vanilla over ice version. The pistachio in these is quite subtle, and I think it does come out more when you have it as an iced coffee instead. But it's just like a nice extra little summery something to start the day, you know? I know when they do special ones like this, I know they're like pumpkin spice ones in the autumn, they tend to absolutely fly off the website. So if you are interested in these, I would get them sooner rather than later because they probably won't last very long. And I bought my Kindle because I wanted to talk about, well, one series in particular, which the obsession was slightly out of control, honestly. So while we were on honeymoon, I read all 4 books in this series in a row. Like I finished one and I moved straight on to the next one. And these are the Rebel Blue Ranch series by Lila Sage. And these are cowboy romances, which I wouldn't have pegged myself as a cowboy romance girl. Turns out I have never fitted a box so neatly. I'm obsessed. I love them. I absolutely love them. I haven't loved a series in a really, really, really long time. I tend to read like the first one and think, oh, that's good. But then there'll be something else that has really caught my attention and it kind of distracts me and I forget, and then I never go back to the rest of the series. Especially when it comes to romance books, I think I'm so easily distracted by another shiny cover that it's very rare that I'll finish a whole series. I could not wait to move on to the next one of these. The characters are just really likable. I just loved this whole kind of community of characters that she's built. They're all set at Rebel Blue Ranch. They're quite fast-paced. There's just the right amount of drama. They're all really believable and genuinely like relationships that I'm rooting for, rather than thinking like, you two are quite annoying and this is verging on toxic. I actually really loved and believed in all these relationships, and the men are actually green flag men. It's kind of an interlinked series where you'll meet like a background character in the first book who then becomes the main character for the second book. I always really enjoy that because I love reading the book and trying to work out who the next one is going to be about. Like there'll be like a specific reference and I'll be like, oh, that sounds like potential main character to me. And yeah, they're just a really fun time. I think if I'd read these aged like 21 or something, I would have been on a plane out to Wyoming. It would have taken over my life and I would have decided that that was the future that lay in store for me. And I think I'm just really in my romance era at the moment. I'm really enjoying reading a romance. Maybe it's because I've had a romantic year, you know? Maybe I'm just in the mood for all kinds of love. Oh, and while I've clicked on that to show you that as well, that has just reminded me that another one, which I really I inhaled this book. I loved it. This is Nightshade by Autumn Woods, and this is absolutely blowing up at the moment. It's like it's like a dark academia romance. It's set in like a strange and mysterious Scottish university full of super privileged kids. They're all like nepo babies, but the one main character, Ophelia, is not like the rest, and she's not entirely sure how she's ended up there at all, but she basically has a mystery to solve while she's staying there. But it just so happens that this gorgeous man gets in the way of her mystery solving, and it all gets very complicated and twisted. And it basically puts the dark in dark academia. I really, really loved it. That was a full 5 stars from me, and I cannot wait for Autumn Wood's next book. I'm very excited to read the next one. I think it's like a duology, so I'm very excited for the next one. Oh, and my Kindle too. I know I mentioned it the other day, but I actually cannot stress how much I am loving Kindle life. And I know that it shouldn't be different from like having a paperback with you, or, you know, just having a physical book, but I don't know, for some reason it just feels easier to pick this up and read a couple of pages Something about it is really tricking my brain and it's working. My reading time is high at the moment. However, I need to get a little pop socket or like a Kindle grip for it because holding it sometimes is a bit of a pain. And I also just really want to get like a nice selection of stickers to put all over it like everybody else does. I am nothing but a trend follower, but it looks so cute. So if anybody's got any recommendations for cute little Kindle accessories like cases or stickers or holders, please let me know where you're getting them from because I want to make mine cute too. So I've grabbed my Bookish bestie. Here he is.
Am I your Bookish?
And we're off to Bookish Besties.
Am I your Bookish bestie?
Well, the pop-up that we're going to is called Bookish Besties. So so today you are indeed my Bookish bestie. Books. I mean, you've read at least one this year.
Actually,
you've actually read a lot of books this year.
6.
Yeah, well, you read like 5 on honeymoon.
Plus your book.
Plus my book.
And then I've read a third of 3 other books. So that's 7.
That's the sign of a true reader, actually, is that you have multiple books on the go at once, like different books for different vibes. So actually, you very much are the Bookish bestie of the day. So we're heading over to Fulham. We're going to go and, do you fancy walking or bus or... We didn't really come to a conclusion.
Let's see what we get on.
Yeah, literally the traffic is so bad around here. So I think we'll walk as much as we can. And then I don't think you even know what we're going to, really, do you? Just come along for an adventure.
Just a couple of Bookish besties. I think I'm signing some books.
We were also just talking about what Adam's going to get up to while I'm away this weekend. If I end up going. I've been a bit unwell this week, so it's a bit touch and go about whether I'm actually going to make it or not. But top of the list is seeing the Formula 1 movie.
I got big plans.
Big plans.
We're going to see a bit of Formula 1.
Although I did question how much Adam actually knows about Formula 1. And will he have any clue about what's actually going on?
Yeah, it's a track. One is Rainbow Road, and Brad Pitt will be locked in to probably the Magic Carpet car, I think, because that's good on turns. And then I don't know. He just, as long as he avoids the nasty banana skins.
No blue shells for Brad Pitt.
Yeah, look, I mean, if I was in an F1 car...
Actually, all the blue shells to Brad Pitt.
If I was in an F1 car and got hit by a blue shell, I'd be pretty upset.
Mario Kart and F1, pretty much exactly the same thing, right?
What else are we going to do this weekend? Honestly,
watch the bear.
I tell you what, I'm going to watch the bear. It's definitely white t-shirt season because the bear is back on, so I'm going to be exclusively wearing white t-shirts for the foreseeable.
Ultimate life inspo.
And then I went through my movie watch list the other day and picked out all the movies that you would never ever want to watch.
Good, I appreciate that.
And I'm just going to watch all the ones that are like...
big boy films.
2.5 hour war films.
Yeah.
Anything with a stressful situation.
I don't mind occasional stressful situations.
You don't like anything that's got like an alarm blaring.
Oh no. Facility-based horror, my worst.
Yeah, so maybe some of
Anything
that.
with an alarm.
If you can hear Adam's karaoke session while he's cleaning the kitchen downstairs, then consider yourself lucky, honestly. He's having a great time listening to Def Havana right now. I am just sorting myself out a bit and trying to get vaguely presentable because I'm off on an adventure this morning and I'm excited. But I feel quite apprehensive about it. I feel a little bit nervous about venturing off to do this by myself. I don't really know what to expect. So I'm travelling up north this afternoon. I am going to be heading up to Euston Station from here. I'm going to be getting a train to Chester, which is obviously a place very close to my heart. I've got that train a million times. It's very near the Wirral, and it's also where my brother currently lives. So that part of the journey I don't feel nervous about at all. But from there, I'm getting a bus towards Flintshire, which is, I think, in Wales. And I am going to be spending from tonight until Tuesday at Gladstone Library. And it's something that I have seen online a lot and have been I've kind of had it penciled in for years that I would really, really love to go and stay there. It's a residential library that you can go and stay at. And people basically use it as a kind of hub to go and extract themselves from the real world for a few days and just lose themselves to their work. And it feels like a little bit of a dream to me because it's literally a library that you can stay the night at. Kind of like a little B&B setup that you make your reservations for. Very kind of simple, very stripped back, nothing fancy at all, but just like a room to stay in, a bathroom to use. They have an on-site restaurant and you can basically spend all of your time in the library either reading or writing, getting inspired, working on projects. And it's something that I've really wanted to do for a long time. It feels like a really nice thing to be doing for myself, but also an important thing to be doing for myself because I would love to just make a really good start on this project and really sink my teeth into it and kind of taking myself away from the real world for a few days and getting
getting probably literally lost inside a library feels like a good place to start. But yeah, it should be interesting and exciting and inspiring, hopefully. So that's the plan for today. I've just dried my hair and this humidity is truly no joke. And I'm currently just finishing my packing. I'm nearly there. I've put everything on the bed, at least. The chaotic piles are making sense to me and would look like lunacy to anybody else. And you know that you're fully deluded when you put it all out like this and you're like, wow, I've packed so light. My aim of the game was actually to just use this little mini suitcase that I have. I really don't want to take my big one because it's just such a faff. So I'm now going to try my best to put everything into this small suitcase. I have packed pretty much as light as I can though. I'm wearing my jeans. I've got one pair of shorts, some pajamas, and then I've chucked a really light pair of dungarees. Oh, they're here. Toothbrush, glasses, hairbrush, and this is toiletries, which I've just about managed to all fit into one, I think. I've got some minis, which I'm going to try and use up that are left over from different holidays this year. I've got my shower gel here. I found this little mini body cream, which is actually so cute. Got a couple of sachet samples of different cleansers, which I know my skin really likes, so it feels like a good time to use those. I've got a little mini moisturizer and a mini toothpaste and a mini setting spray. And then the rest is just my skincare, deodorant, perfume. Oh, and hay fever tablets, because hay fever is absolutely kicking my butt this year, and it's not normally something that I struggle with, really. I don't know what's going on this year. It's slightly unnecessary, but I really want to take my empty Stanley cup to have with me because I just really like to have that when I'm working. When I get in the zone and I've got like a giant vat of water next to me, it really helps. And then I know I said that packing light was the aim of the game, so obviously I'm taking my Kindle for the train anyway, but then I've got this proof, which I'm really intrigued by, so I would like to take that with me. And also I'm yet to finish The Miniaturist, so I really want to take both of those. And I think there's actually going to be quite a lot of like downtime. Obviously there's going to be a lot of time by myself. And then this little pile here, I'm going to take this tote bag for my work stuff. So my laptop is in here. I've got a couple of notebooks and my favourite pen. I've got my new headphones, all my chargers, and I was thinking about taking my big A3 like sketch pad. When I'm thinking about new ideas and trying to work out like what the hell they actually are and what the hell they're actually going to be, I love having like a massive A3, almost like a mind mappy setup, just to put like every thought that pops into my head all in one place and see how it all connects up together. I might also take that with me because I think if I get into the zone and I want that and I don't have it, I'm gonna be really annoyed. Okay, I'm ready. I have actually managed to fit everything in that tiny suitcase as well, which is a real win.
Who, me or the cat?
Both of you.
Where's the camera?
Yeah.
I almost just left the house in my slippers.
Family portraits.
Right.
You'll be fine. You'll be more than fine, in fact.
Hello, everybody.
Just stop then. Oh, big dribble there. Very nice. I think we're in the right place. There's some promising signs, so it feels very like historic and classic and beautiful. So I am very excited. I can't really believe that I've actually done this. I can't really believe that I'm here. I'm pleased with myself. Oh wow. Oh my god. Wow. Oh wow, this looks absolutely beautiful. This is all of my dark academia dreams come true right now. Okay, we've done it. I made it. I reckon that took about 5 hours or so, door to door. The train itself was actually absolutely fine, no problems at all. It felt a little bit long on the bus there. I was starting to flag slightly. I think I need some proper food. Slightly bewildered and baffled that I have actually made it here, and like this is actually happening right now. This has been one of those things that I have wanted to do for myself for literally years and have just never found the right moment or been able to like excuse it for myself. But all the stars just really aligned for this little 3-day space that I had this week to get cracking on this new project. And it was just too good an opportunity to pass up, and I feel so privileged and lucky to be here, and I'm just so pleased that I've done this for myself. When you've got these little things that you've wanted to do for yourself for ages, it's just the best feeling when you actually, you know, commit to them and actually do them. I can already feel that the atmosphere feels very like channeled and productive and inspiring, and I'm just so excited. I'm so stoked. I can't wait for tomorrow. So I'll give you a quick little room tour. It's really nothing to write home about, but just if you were ever considering coming here, this might be useful for you to see. Here we've got the door. I am in room 33 right now, and then this is the double bed, which I've got, and also sneak peek of my snack choice for later. Pick these up and I'm very excited about them. Yes, I'm a fruity flapjack cookie kind of girl. Don't judge me for it. Looks very clean and fresh, and I'm very excited for a big sleep tonight. Over here we've got a little desk set up with the Roberts radio, which is really cute. I love Roberts radios. That's such a nice little touch. Yeah, a nice clean clear desk space. We've got a little wardrobe here, which I've popped the very light packing that I did. I've unpacked slightly, but there is also a little makeup mirror and a hairdryer back there. I was not expecting a hairdryer, so that's a good surprise. And then down here we've got a nice little tea and coffee station stashed away for the morning. There's a full-length mirror on the inside of the wardrobe, which is also a nice surprise. And then this is the little bathroom. So we've got a shower and a bath, and then a little vanity and sink where I've stashed away a few of my bits for tonight. So there we go. This is my home for the next 3 nights. It's like a corner room. So I've got double windows. I've got one big window to the side here and then one single one just above the bed here. And the view is it's just perfect. It's just perfect. And I'm sure maybe some people, actually on reflection, maybe some people wouldn't enjoy this view, but I am all over it. We've got these amazing casement windows. I think this is grade 1 listed, this building. But look at this. I'm looking out onto the church courtyard and the graveyard. With the blue sky as well. It just looks absolutely perfect. I'm gonna shut up for a second so you can hear how peaceful it is out here. The reading rooms, which is like the main study space, like it's literally sitting inside a beautiful library, they are open from 9 till 5 for the public, although you have to sign up to be a reader as far as I know. But if you are staying here, if you're a resident and you're properly staying here, they're open till 10. So I could potentially go and have a little look tonight, although part of me kind of wants to save it for the morning when I'm feeling a little bit fresher. If I don't decide to go tonight, I will pop a little clip here so you can see what the setup is of that room and see how amazing a workspace that is. Does kind of feel a little bit like being on a film set, not gonna lie. And I think this place is quite a unique setup. It's a residential library, it's a working library, it's a place that's literally designed to come here. Their whole thing is that it's a place to come and think. So I think a lot of authors do come here. I think a lot of people come to do their PhDs and things like that, you know, really kind of written projects. And then here's a little sneaky peek at the reading space that I'm gonna be working in tomorrow. It literally looks like it's out of a story, doesn't it? Gladstone's Library is Britain's finest residential and only prime ministerial library, a unique place to stay with a tranquil atmosphere ideal for becoming inspired. It was founded by the great Victorian statesman William Gladstone. Among our regular guests and users are writers, academics, clergy and students, indeed anyone with an inquiring mind. That's me. I am very inquiring. I am. I love to inquire. And then they also have a little restaurant downstairs as well, so I need to remember each day that I need to book in for lunch and dinner. They also do afternoon tea. They do a roast dinner on Sunday, which I'm very interested in partaking in. My inquiring mind is inquiring about the roast dinner. This is home for the next 3 days, and I have to make good use of it. I am really aiming. The dream to come out of the next few days is 10,000 words. A really solid, confident start, a good chunk of 10,000 words. I would feel really happy if I leave here on Tuesday with 10,000 words. That's going to be the best feeling if I can manage to do that. And over 2 days, like with no distractions and nothing that feels like it's going to be more important, it's doable. But the whole reason that I came here was the very rare chance to really prioritize writing above all else. And I'm going to really push myself to completely disconnect and basically disappear for a couple of days, get lost in this idea, which I'm really excited about, let my imagination go crazy for like 48 hours, and see what can come out of that. I guess I will see you on the other side of my first ever writing retreat. Hopefully this will be the start of something exciting. I guess we'll see how this goes. Imagine if next time I pick up the camera I'm like, oh, I wrote nothing. That won't happen. That won't happen. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this week. I hope all is really well with you, and I will check in with you as soon as I can when I am back in the real world and I've left this little very exciting bookish bubble. Take care, and I will see you very soon with another video. Bye.